Good morning and welcome to Wednesday morning's Thought for the Day. I'm hoping that I'm actually going out live, but as it usually does, Facebook's changed the format since I was last on here 2 weeks ago, and I'm pushing buttons and thinking, am I pushing the right button? Anyway, first of all, I need to say a huge thank you to all of you for all your prayers over the last few weeks. Following my visit to hospital last Wednesday, I'm pleased and very relieved to say nothing nasty was found on my tests. So God did answer both mine and your prayers. News events over the last weekend concerning members of our government made me think, what does good leadership look like? What do we expect from our leaders, whether it's at the local or national or indeed international level? Do you expect too much of leaders, particularly when they are making difficult, complex decisions? And they are constantly scrutinised by everyone demanding an answer like yesterday. We sometimes forget that those that find themselves in these positions of leadership are also subject to the frailties and the temptations that each and every one of us are. We put them on a pedestal. I know when I worked at the surgery, people put a perfect model citizen. To fall from grace as a leader is to fall a long way, and it's very difficult to ever want to climb back up again. But some do, and I read in the paper this morning that the politician over the weekend is already trying to make a comeback. So where do you look for your leadership model? Maybe it's to our amazing Queen, who has ruled for over 67 years, even though she has recently publicly had to cope with members of her family saying and printing things about her. She has remained that perfect role model. As Christians, of course, we need to look no further than Jesus, because in him we see the When Jesus spoke up for the poor and the outcasts, he did that from a place of walking alongside, from a place of understanding and a place of forgiving. A leader is also a servant. Remember the example of Jesus serving his disciples to the Last Supper and washing their feet. It was a symbol that one who had led them was also one who served them. And when we are ordained deacon, which I was 18 years ago this week, the bishop washes our feet. Maundy Thursday, we wash the parishioners' feet. We are servants just like everybody else. Jesus showed sacrificial love. We look at the cross where the sacrifice still looms large, reminding us that every time we look at that cross. Honesty, this comes at a cost. It's a cost Jesus his life, as he challenged civic and military and religious leaders because he had the honesty to challenge the prevailing current of the day in word and action. I'm not suggesting when a member of our government falls from grace that they should lose their life, but we should not equally be giving them a nice golden handshake. Look to a new future and the ability to draw people together around that vision and to share it, which is what Jesus did with his disciples. A leader needs the ability to set boundaries. Jesus sometimes walked away from all the turmoil and demands of life on his own, just to pray. That's about self-care and well-being. It's about rediscovering who you are and where your roots are. And to look beyond yourself also requires humility, to know that life is something you just can't do on your own. Humility is the ability to use your gifts to the full, but not being boastful of them, and in humans to admit when you are wrong and to seek forgiveness. I'm sure you could add to that list, but it's a bit of a starter for 10. But when we look for leaders, we should do well to look to Jesus as our role model. We will all fail, of course, and we will all at times fall from grace. In little ways, not in big ways that are going to make the newspapers, but fall short of our own standards sometimes. We are imperfect human beings, and so is everyone else around us. So, every blessings today, everyone. Stay safe,